breakdown. I'm so excited to be here once again. It's Family Month, Thanksgiving month. November is such a great month, and what better month to talk about family meetings than this? And what a great team we have here today. I'm super happy. I'm super happy to have you guys here. Thank you for coming. I want to introduce you all, but I mean, I'm gonna let you guys introduce yourselves. So let's start on this side. Who are you? Why are you here?
La
Just
tóxica.
latoxica.com. And just tell us a little bit about you.
My name's Alyssa. I've been coming to our church for about 4, 5 years now. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank
Love it. Thank you for being here, Alyssa.
you so much.
And who do we have on this side? I've been wanting to have this couple here for a while.
Woo woo. So I'm Tatiana. I love Heart Rev. It's been my church for a long time. I'm so happy to be here with my best friends and my family. So hi.
And I'm Kevin. So I've been coming to Heart Rev for about 2.5 years now. So I'm excited to get this going.
I love it. And just to get it started, in the conversation, we're talking about ending the drama. That was the message that Pastor Abe just gave us. And what better group to talk about this than us? And I don't mean this for no reason, but you guys just got married.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last month.
You guys just got married, and it's honeymoon state. There's no drama, right?
Never. No.
Zero.
No,
There's never been.
100% just clouds and sunshine. I
Clouds.
mean, like sunshine and rainbows, no clouds.
Tell us, okay, let's just start this conversation with this. And it just popped into my head. Were you a bridezilla? Tell us about one.
Oh my God.
Tell us about one good drama moment from your wedding, because it just happened when, like last month.
Yeah,
Like,
September.
tell us about one good drama moment that obviously you overcame.
Okay. One good drama moment. So I actually wasn't a bridezilla, okay? Everyone watching could hold me accountable. I was pretty chill. I wanted to be chill, but I did have a moment where someone had already bought in their hotel room and they were having lunch with my parents and I wasn't there. And my parents felt bad. They're like, well, and we had to uninvite a lot of people because of COVID. So they were part of the list that was uninvited. And they had lunch and they're like, well, we still have our hotel room. And my parents were like, all right, that's fine. Just still come. And after they came home and they're like, oh yeah, so that couple is still gonna come. And I was like, I lost it. Like there was flames. I was just like, what the heck? Like
Because of the logistics, not because of the people.
Exactly. It wasn't the people. I love the people,
Yeah.
but I'm like, there's other people that I could have had there. But then after Kev helped me a lot, he was like, it's a great problem to have that we have people that love us and still want to go. And it's awesome. They're still going to be there. It would be awkward. They're going to watch from the balcony. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Streaming
So,
on Facebook.
yeah, it only took me like a night to get over it. And
Okay.
I'm so happy they were there. It was perfect. So, yeah. But I did lose it for a
Yeah.
second.
What about you, Kevin? Did you have any groom's drama?
No, I feel like our job is a lot easier. We just kind of have to show up. Yeah, no, that was my scariest moment. Am I going to be able to button up the shirt?
Yeah.
So, no, everything was perfect. I mean, Todd and her family made everything easy. They're amazing. So it was awesome. I loved it.
Love it. And
Kev is super chill. So,
Kev is chill. I love Kev. I just found out today that he is the chill one. Wow. Hashtag not toxic. No, and Alyssa, you're not married.
Nah,
Almost married.
close.
Close. Tell us about a drama in your life.
A drama.
No, don't spill the beans. But I mean, you know.
He
what I mean?
said a drama like there was singular, like only one.
No, I meant like there's so many. Just pick one. Nah. I'm kidding.
That's what happens, y'all, when your church becomes your family. They just know your drama. You know,
So
if you
real.
come and do church for real, your family here knows your drama. That's
Yeah,
for
we keep it
sure.
real, we keep it real.
What's
Tell
the
us about
one?
a drama,
A drama
that you overcame. Yeah,
that I
something like
overcame.
Success story. Yeah.
Okay, success story. Okay. Shoot, it's hard. Is my fiance watching?
No. He told us he wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't gonna watch.
Yeah,
All right, got it. You know what? I used to just have a lot of drama surrounding relationships, and that's being completely transparent. And I really want, I would want somebody to have said this to me is like, if it's so dramatic, if these people are bringing so much, because I would notice like I wasn't in a relationship, I had no drama. I was like, wow, my life's amazing. And then I would be like going to look for drama, like, yo, la tóxica, like I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I genuinely was looking for, I would be like, dang, my life's so boring. Low key, I think inside.
yeah.
And then pretty soon, I met my now fiance. I cannot throw that out there enough.
Hashtag.
Hashtag married and toxica. No, just kidding. But it's like you really have to notice how you're interacting with drama. And I feel like that's something I really had to overcome, was realizing like exactly what Pastor Abe was saying, which is allowing drama means you're participating in drama. Like it definitely, drama like literally can't exist with one singular person. And so what I overcame was I dropped those dirt bags.
You unfollow, mute, and block.
Yes.
Yeah, I like block, delete, get out, don't talk to me ever. And that might sound crazy, like anti-Christian, but it's not. The Bible, the Hood Bible
did
says
unfollow.
the Lord does not want you to follow drama. Don't be dramatic. And
Yeah.
that's how I overcame
here.
it.
No, I love it, and honestly, we can turn it into what the message was talking about. He was talking about the piñata moment, if I can say that in a very Mexican accent, the piñata.
Translate for me, please.
Pinata. Pinata, maybe. You know how the two kids are fighting for that specific candy when there's so many, so many more. And I think, sometimes we are those people, like literally. And and drama, by definition, kind of is like something that it shouldn't be a problem, but we make it a problem because we go there. And I just want to read here in Romans 12. Pastor Abe said, "Don't think you are better than you really are. Be honest in your evaluation of yourselves." And I think it's so interesting that the Bible says that, because I think nowadays we can be like very modern, digital age, different stuff. But from back then, like don't think you're better than you really are. And I think a lot of the dramas in our life is because we think we are better than certain things or certain situations. So I just wanted to ask you guys, how do you balance that, like being a leader, being a Christian, or just in your personal relationships? How do you balance that, not avoiding drama by not thinking different than what you really are? Like just putting yourselves in the right spot, knowing your weaknesses, but also your strengths, and not causing drama in others.
I think it takes the need and the want to be better, and to realize that if somebody's coming to you with drama, they think it's okay to be dramatic with you. And I think you should strive to be somebody who is trying to push that away from your life. It could be unblocking or blocking people, unfollowing, and all that stuff, but striving to be better, even if you're in a dramatic situation, I think is important to know that you want to be better and strive for it.
And I think I just wanted to ask you, because I think that's a very good strategy. Strive for that, but sometimes it can get difficult. Like when you imagine a family member, a close friend, or a relationship, when they come to you and they want to pour their drama, what would you do, or how would you, or any of you guys can chime in? How do you stop a dramatic person to like bleeding over you?
I actually feel like as leaders, I myself am a life group leader here at the church, and with my girls in my group, I really think that individually, if they've come to me, or any of the people that I've met here or have had in my life, have really shown me, that sometimes you do need someone to show you how to cut out drama. And I think it's so easy to be like, sometimes like, oh, like strive to do this, but sometimes you need instruction. And I think like, obviously, I'm not saying don't read your Bible. I'm going to get kicked off this show and kicked out of my church.
Keep it real.
But I definitely think we also need community to show us that. Like each of us need to take accountability for ourselves to be a good, I'm not like, I'm a life group leader. I come to the growth track or whatever. And I'm not saying to stop, but like you're not a leader if you're dramatic, like in real life, or like don't apply the Bible or don't actually act right. So it's like it takes you to look, internally and being like, how do I actually avoid or step away from drama? Because if this person is coming to me with drama, I don't want to just be like, hey, get away from me with that drama. I want to be like, you know what? Let's talk about this. And let me instruct you on how to not feed what's happening. Because I'm not going to have a say in their relationships, but I definitely think that as Christians, like Jesus was a teacher and he was a friend. And that's one of the ways that I've started to look at it, is being like, Jesus has taught us what to do. And if someone's coming to you being dramatic, then they need instruction and clear direction on how to maybe be like, hey, skirt that. Like, I tell some of these girls, I'm like, stay in your lane. Don't entertain that. Don't respond like that. Don't be petty. Don't do any. That starts drama. Like, you keep running your race. And like, if we started telling people like, hey, like, run your race, like, cut that out. Like Pastor A was saying, like, a lot of Christians, they want to cut around it. Right? But I'm like, cut it out. Like, do not engage in it. And then it just, there's no spark. Like, it's not like the fire wood and the
Like they both
fire.
participate. Like he was saying that it's a two-way
It works
conversation.
together.
Right.
And
Right.
if you're just like, hey, no. And if you need somebody to show you like how to cut out drama, I can show you where the unfollow and block
This,
button is.
yeah.
Yeah.
You shows how to unfollow drama.
That's so good. I'm also the person that needs tangible things. Like I love like all these like ideas that people cast out and these visions and like what everyone's saying. But I'm the person that needs like to show, okay, so show me like what exactly can I do? And I love that pastor said, this is a good way for me to be like held accountable. He said, the longer it takes you to confront it, the harder it is to conquer it. So for me, like the way that I can keep track on if I'm being dramatic or if I'm getting better is how fast it takes me to conquer the problem that's bothering me. So I feel like if I've addressed it faster than I did the problem before, then yeah, I'm on the right track and I'm doing good in that area. So now it's time for me to like see if I can get even faster. I make it like a game, and I love that pastor said that because that's something that I can use to hold myself accountable.
Yeah, I love it, and he actually talked about that recently. I think last week or 2 weeks ago on the Homemade podcast. It was called Healthy Confrontations, and that spoke to me a lot because I've had before, friendships or just situations at work, and you said it specifically that it was a simple conversation that extended into like a year. So then a year later, people come back and be like, oh, it's because we heard that you said this, and they're like, oh, it didn't. And then you guys understand each other. It's like, how come we had drama for a full year?
Right.
Full year. So you just gotta do the healthy confrontations, and a healthy confrontation is just like not like having a purpose of health. Like when you bring a confrontation just to fight with no real outcome, like that's drama.
Well, I think like he said even for this message, like whatever you don't conquer or whatever you don't confront, you don't conquer.
Good,
And he
yeah.
even said that here, and I really think a lot of the times it's like we're going behind each other's backs. We're trying to get advice from our friends. Like you didn't need 16 people to give you advice. Like I mean, I literally,
That's so
it's like
good,
true.
yeah.
It's like, oh, I was just getting like wise counsel from, it's like the biblical way of being like, I wanted to gossip. Honestly,
Right, it's
like
true.
honestly, it's like, I was just getting my wise counsel from my 4 pastors, 3 life group leaders, the ministry
The whole
team,
worship
the
team.
greeters.
The Facebook community.
Yeah, you're
wow,
like,
that's
you know what? I
intense,
put
but it's
a
true.
poll on Instagram and I got to vote for it.
I went
No,
live.
and it's whoops, but it's true. It's like it's the most like lethal way to be is like skirting around a problem. I did have a problem with someone here at church once, and like I was like, we finna fight, but drama.
I'm not sure if we're cutting or not. Go for it. Go.
But I was pretty riled up. I was like, oh, like I'm not that saved, but I was. And it turns out when you talk to someone, you're like, hey, this made me feel a certain way. I really was able to be like, whatever. And I kind of held on to it for a little while. And then finally I was like, I did feel a lot better when I talked directly to that person and we were able to say like, this is how we're going to move on because I want to be cool. Like I want to actually be a follower of Jesus and not just like a pretender.
Right.
Yes.
No, I love it. And I wanted to ask you guys, and I just want to keep going on this trend because you guys just got married. I want to keep going on this. Speaking of confronting, because I know there's a lot of young couples or maybe relationships who are not yet married. But how has it worked with you guys, or what have you learned, to initiate those healthy confrontations? Like who initiates first, who ends it, when do you end it, how does it stop?
Well,
He's got a nervous
We already
look
know
on
the
his
answer.
face.
We know the answer.
Zoom in
but
on his
they-
nervous
Paco.
look. I'm just kidding.
well, Todd, when we first got together, so we've been together for almost 9 years now. She always would initiate like the conversation to fix it, to fix. But when we were getting closer to actually getting married, we would talk about how, as a husband and as a man, it's my responsibility and my role to finish it. Whether I started or not, I need to resolve that issue and finish that chapter. So we've been married for a month now, and it still takes work, obviously, but I'm starting to, like Todd said, it starts to become a game where, okay, I finish that one faster and faster, because I know, I mean, I could be dramatic sometimes. I can maybe blow something out of proportion a little bit, but fixing it faster than the last time has been a challenge and starting to become a victory for me, because I can get over things quicker, whether I started or not.
Yeah, it's true. And as you can tell, Kevin's just a little bit more chill, and I'm just crazy. I just get out there, I just like talk, whatever. So for me, I'm always like the first one that's like, okay, like let's talk about this. Like I don't like having anything like in a back burner, and Kev's more like he thinks about things, which is great. So it's a great mix. And now I feel like we're using both of those strengths, where he takes the time to think about it and help me think about things rationally instead of just like going crazy. So and that's, I feel like that's the role he's taken on too as a husband, is being like that leader of that ending voice of like, okay, well let's think about this, let's talk it through, and then let's resolve it.
Yeah.
So that
No,
was
I
good.
love it. And it's teamwork.
Yeah.
Someone has to
100%.
initiate, someone has to finish. Usually it's the same person, but when you get to know each other and you start working together, okay, we know how to address certain things, and we know how they're going to react. They want to be upset. Because with me, I mean, I'm trying to learn, and we were talking about this earlier, how we have to choose to overcome certain, attitudes to be dramatic, because it's a decision, and for me, like in my experience, personally, like if I would get mad, even if I was over it, I want to be mad a little longer. Like I just want to be
Yes.
mad. Like, okay,
Yes.
like it's
Yeah.
too quick for me to just be happy about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My dad is he's very good at, like, there's an argument, not even 2 minutes later, he comes in and he's already having a conversation. And I'm like, let me be mad for 10 minutes, at least, at least.
Let
you
me
know?
cool down.
Yeah. So, and that leads me to the first point. Pastor A was talking. He says, drama happens, but we don't have to be dramatic. So, Alyssa, I just want you to touch on that. Because, no, because I was sharing my experience, like when I want to be a little bit more dramatic, how do you overcome that? Like the need to just be right over peace.
Tell us, Alyssa, I need help.
It's tough because
I don't know if it's ever
I
happened.
really
I'm
like
just saying.
being right
Right.
and not righteous. But that's a struggle. I think a lot of people struggle with that, and yet you still don't want to say it out loud because you're like, no, I love Jesus. He loves
Right.
me and he forgives me. I'm like, yeah, but he doesn't want to see you like fighting everyone every day. And I really think that like there's a lot of stuff. Okay, so I think if I'm, really being open, my family, my mom and dad and my sibling, like we would get into these really extreme, volatile fights growing up, and like even still sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because we had posted. I don't know if you guys saw the little. I love the graphic of the girl pulling the other girl's hair when she
Yes.
blew
Oh,
her
the
candle.
meme.
Like,
Yeah.
yo, like that's how mad I get sometimes. Like the need to just like blow it out of proportion.
That was your family video, right?
That was
That's a family video.
actual footage
submitted-
of
That
me
was
and my
yesterday.
sister.
Shoot. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And one of the things was I started to like, and it took like being around people that were less toxic and less dramatic, and if that means you have to move on from friendships, like I've never like really like dropped someone for life, but I'm like, hey, I just spent a little less time. But in doing that, I started participating in my family dynamic a little bit differently. And while I can still be dramatic, I found that there were a lot more times that I was trying to lower my voice, or I was noticing I was raising my voice, or that I could say something constructive. And at first it wasn't like received well. And I think that's why like so many people stay in toxic patterns, like especially like in family, because you're like, you think you're better because now you're like
Right.
talking in a normal tone, and
Yes.
you're seeing a therapist.
They're
Oh,
like,
you're
"Let-
so positive now.
Yeah, let's see how long it
and
lasts.
we were
Yeah.
just talking about that
Right.
with what you were saying about the family roasting.
My
It's-
experience.
No.
My
It's
experience,
so
yeah.
easy, like like Kevin wants to change, and Toddy's like, well, you always respond like that. And
Right.
Pastor Abe is like the genius. He was like, 2 words that will kill any relations is you always and you never. And it's a lot of times that happens in our family. Like well, remember last time, 10 years ago, when you spat at me and you cussed in my face? It's like, okay, are we going to move past this or not? And I really think that that's that point. It's like, at what point do you say, I'm not going to participate, and you can just do this, and hopefully it just runs out?
And I think you gotta, like you mentioned, that you gotta allow people to want to change. You mentioned that earlier before we started talking, how there's like you deal with two types of dramatic people, like the ones that you know they just want the drama, and the ones that look like they want to get better. So the ones that want to get better, you want to give them the shot of getting better, right?
Right.
And Tatiana, I was gonna ask you. Point number 2 says there's never a way out of drama, but there's always a way through it. And I just wanted to touch base on Romans 12. It says, "Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." And I just want to ask you, how do you go through drama by not like following basically what the world says we should do? You know, the world says get mad, don't talk to them, ghost them, talk back, be something. So how
Yeah.
do you not conform?
I think it's crazy that you're asking me that because I literally just recently went through it just this past week with all the drama that's going on in the media and things like that, and I just overwhelmingly I feel like being so close to God is so important in these times so that you can be armed for these things, and armed not in a like a defensive type of way, but armed in a loving type of way. I was able to respond to this person like, I love you. I love you no matter what you think and no matter what's going on. I love you, and I don't need to agree with you or you to agree with me for me to love you and love on you. I love you as a person, and that's what matters to me. So if that's cool with you, then we're good. So I feel like just being close to God and feeling that love so that you can transfer it for others is really what I do whenever there's literally drama right at my face, like just this past week. And that's how I've responded, and I pray that I continue that like love ability, that love transfer.
It's natural for her too because she didn't take like an hour, 2 hours to.
I did it instantly.
Yeah,
It was
that was what
crazy.
was impressive to me, and that's why I think partnership is so important because I could see that she instantaneously was like, "How did you do that so fast?" Like, and it
Yeah.
was so insightful.
He
It
literally was
impressive.
like, I didn't expect you to respond that way. And I'm like, you expected me to pop off, which
Right.
back in the days,
Yeah.
I would have.
Amazing.
But, I'm renewed. Just kidding.
Like
No.
when you get a text message all in caps.
Oh my.
Like you want to respond, you not want to respond, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you. You brought a great point, and I know Pastor Abe mentioned it yesterday. And without going super deep into sides, this political season has been very filled with so much tension and drama. And I just wanted to ask you guys, without going into details, right, of sides, just like how do you either confront or respond to the people who are attacking? Like I know this country is gonna pick and we're gonna move on into like what is next. But us as Christians and as leaders, what is the response to like an opposing view? Anyone wants to jump on that?
I guess it'll
Let's
be
just
me.
start.
Yeah.
I kind of work in social media and
Right.
that kind of platform, and I'm aware just like how much content is being put out there every single day. And even before I was doing that, I was studying journalism. So just for my personal self, I just have a lot of background knowledge in like content that's false and how to research content. So for me, I think the biggest way is like it's not neglecting that people have their own perspectives or point of views, but just I myself being informed and realizing that everybody's allowed to have their own opinion. And God allows it. It's like literally didn't write in the Bible like this person's more righteous. This person's like they're
Right.
just an average person like everybody else. And so for me, it's like, what are some of the basic principles? It almost goes back to like fruits of the spirit, where it's like, whatever, like it really has nothing to do with political party. It really has everything to do with conduct and how I uphold myself in a conversation. And truly, if I feel like if there's a conversation that someone wants to initiate with me that's aggressive or attacking or honestly disrespectful, I do not have to participate. Again, with the like anti-participating in drama sermon that we were listening to, it's like, yes, absolutely. I would love to hear why you want to vote for your president, especially if they're in a opposing view to mine. There might be some information that I'm not privy to, and maybe that would change my mind. Like, hey, I love that characteristic about that president. You're right. I never realized they did, humanitarian work or whatever it may be.
Goes back to the healthy confrontation we're talking
Exactly.
about.
Well, and I think it's so crazy because, there's always those sayings. It's like, no politics or this at the table. And it's crazy because it makes me realize how much people know they're going to disagree and to the level or extent they're willing to go to avoid a disagreement because they think it's going to end a relationship poorly. And if that's going to end your relationships is having a healthy disagreement based on opinion, then like all y'all Christians are like big off. And I myself have been in that position before where it's like, oh, I can't believe that they believe in that. I can't believe you follow that. Like, and really it's just a matter of personal thought and preference, and that has nothing to do with Bible. So it's kind of like, check yourself.
Right.
Right. And to go into the last point, just so we can go away from politics, right? We don't want to jump into that, but that's awesome, and it's a healthy confrontation. It's a healthy conversation. I think this whole conversation of avoiding drama is confronting things correctly. Not coming off with an attitude or coming off with just wanting to be right. Everything we've said tonight. And I just wanted to end in point number 3. It says drama is never a good reason to quit. I think that's powerful because, drama, it could be small, it could be big, but some people take it differently. A lot of people take things differently. A lot of people get anxious, they get depression of something small that someone else says to, get over it, And it's true, but it affects people differently. So how do you guys, how have you guys dealt with a drama that you really wanted to quit and you just had to overcome it somehow?
I think if somebody is pushing you enough to where you want to quit, you're giving them all the control that they want. You're allowing them to dictate your life by letting them be dramatic and control you. I like you said, everyone handles it differently, but you need to be in control of your emotions and where you stand. And like Alyssa said, also you have to be able to have a conversation with somebody and not let it get to that point. And if it does, like, step away and let people like deal with it their own way. But you can't let other people dictate how you live your life based on how they act towards you.
Right.
I think also the importance of the relationship really matters. If that relationship is really important to you and you feel like it's just, in my opinion, you feel like it's something that is meaningful and something that maybe a relationship God's calling you towards, then you could maybe put up like more of like a fight and say, hey, like I want to fight for this relationship with you. I want to confront it and I want to get better.
Right.
And it's just weighing what the importance of certain relationships are and reacting that way.
Right. And what really matters. I
Yeah.
think Pastor Abel always says, like if his wife tells him, hey, you look bad in that outfit, he waits that relationship and he knows, oh, I'm going to change.
Yeah.
But it's just some random person on the street is like, oh, you look bad. Like you don't have to participate in that drama.
Yeah.
You don't have to. And you said it's all about relationships. And at least the same thing, how do you overcome a situation where you wanted to quit? Like how do you just say like, okay, this drama is not going to dictate me quitting?
I really think, because we're in this series about family, when I apply it to my personal family, I know that other families probably go through this, is that when it gets really hard to have healthy confrontation because you want your family to be better, you want your family to communicate better, it's so easy to be like, you know what, we'll forget you. And for a long time, I really, number one, I'm super blessed because my fiance's family is like crazy and cool too, so I don't have to feel hidden. And before, I would come in here, and my family doesn't come with me to church here. I'm the only Christian in my family. But I think when I would come here, I would see these families, and I would feel like my house is very different. And it would make me feel like, what if my house never changes? What if my family never changes? What if I never have a family like some of the amazing families that we have here at our church? And it made me feel a lot of those things, but when I stopped participating in that drama as much, I'm still learning. Like, it's not like, I'm not Jesus. I can't do like, I'm not parting the sea and walking on water and doing those things, physically. But I feel like the way to really look at it is like, is your family worth like enduring the drama to get through it, because it is drama when you start addressing family trauma. It is drama when you start addressing your real and true problems and your real and true feelings. You know, in the last sermon, Pastor Abe said, there's no perfect person, and that's why there's no perfect family. And family is messy, and if you're not willing to participate in cleaning up the mess that maybe has become of your family from generations and generations, and you allow drama to divide, because he was talking a lot about that. It's like there's this division that happens, a division when there's disunity and there's just so much. If you're just going to allow drama to do that, then, you know, quit, just stop now. But if you really look at it as like, this could change everything for the next generation, for my kids, for their kids. And I think that's worth participating in.
Yeah, I love it. And it just goes back to what you said, you know, with like not allowing someone else to dictate you quitting or not, or like the relationships that are worth like fighting through. You know, like I love it. This was such a great topic, great conversation. You guys are a great team. Thank you guys for being here. I love it.
Thank
We
you.
gotta do it again. We gotta talk more drama. Hopefully, hopefully this series extends to December. I love
Yeah, right?
it. should be a series about drama.
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. We want to invite you again on Sunday. We're having our in-person services at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. And if you can make it, you can watch at home at heartrevchurch.com and our new church app. So stay tuned. We love you, family. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye. See you Sunday.